Hi there, I'm Camilo Escobar, JURÍDIA's founder, a law academy in artificial intelligence for lawyers and legal teams. We teach them the legal foundations of artificial intelligence, of AI. Properly, we teach the foundations of law in relation to artificial intelligence, based in the way in which the facts related to artificial intelligence exist. So today I'm going to talk about, and properly I'm going to explain as an example, one foundation of law, one legal foundation in relation to artificial intelligence. And that foundation of law is the foundation of law called the force majeure. So properly, we have to take into account that every human being, each human being, must comply with the law in each legal relationship, that is, in each legal environment, that is, in each environment that is related to what is defined in the law as a whole. So in each legal relationship, each human being that exists inside it must comply with the law. So each human being must know and apply what is defined in the law in each legal relationship in which each human being exists. So properly, there must exist the compliance with the law with respect to each human being in each legal relationship, because sometimes some human beings cannot comply with the law, and that's why the legal representative of the respective human being must represent in a legally valid way that person, that human being, to make sure that there is the enjoyment of rights and fulfillment of duties faced to that person, faced to that human being, with respect to the way in which that human being exists in the respective relationship that is related to it. So properly, there must exist the compliance with the law in each legal relationship, and that's the way of existence of the legally valid relationship, the legally valid legal relationship, because in that legal relationship, there is the enjoyment of rights and fulfillment of duties. And this is the legal must be, the existence of the enjoyment of rights and fulfillment of duties. So when each human being knows and applies the foundations of law, is letting the enjoyment of rights and fulfillment of duties to exist in that, or properly in the respective legal relationship related to it, related to the way in which each human being exists in each legal relationship. So the only way to make sure that there is the enjoyment of rights and fulfillment of duties in each legal relationship is by knowing the foundation of law and applying those foundations. So that's why each human being, or properly in each, that's why in each legal relationship, each human being that must comply with the law must know and apply the legal foundations, the foundations of law. So each human being with that duty, with the duty to comply with the law, must know the foundations of law and must apply its content, must apply its conditions, must apply the requirements that are defined in the respective foundation of law and properly in the law as a whole, created as a result of the union of all its foundations, of all the foundations of law, of all the legal foundations, all the legal foundations. So about the force majeure, there is properly a force majeure, the force majeure exists. There is a force majeure or no. And more than force majeure, it's about compliance with the law. So each human being must comply with the law tailored to the way in which each human being exists in each legal relationship, or properly, as I already clarified to the audience, there must exist the compliance with the law with respect to each human being in relation to the way in which each human being exists in each legal relationship. So in that way, according to this, there is no force majeure. There is no force majeure. There is the duty to comply with the law. And of course, inside that, when a human being that must comply with the law can foresee something related to the compliance with the law, must attend that situation because it's capable to attend that situation, and properly because that's the way to comply with the law, to attend the duty of compliance with the law, the duty to comply with the law in relation to it, in relation to what is foreseeable. So in that way, we are not talking about properly the force majeure. There is no force majeure. There is the duty to comply with the law. And the only way to comply with the law is according to the way in which what is applied in the law as a whole, the only way is by knowing and applying what is defined in the law as a whole. So the only way to comply with the law is by knowing and applying all the elements, the whole of the elements that are defined in the law, that are defined in the law as a whole. So we cannot continue saying, for example, that because of the force majeure, because of the criteria of the force majeure, there is an exclusion, there is an exception about complying with the law, or there is a situation that is not related to the enjoyment of rights and fulfillment of duties, or properly we cannot say that due to the force majeure, there is no duty to attend what is defined in the law because it's something irresistible, it's something that is impossible to attend. No. The legal point of view and properly the legal foundation is, with respect to this point, with respect to this topic, with respect to this, is to comply with the law. So the legal foundation is that every human being that is capable to comply with the law must comply with the law. And the only way to comply with the law is by enjoying the rights and fulfilling the duties according to the way in which the rights and duties exist in each legal relationship with respect to the way in which each human being exists in the respective relationship. So as you can see, there is not force majeure. It's just the duty to comply with the law. So it's just about complying with the law. So we have is to follow and properly attend the facts of each legal relationship, and according to the way in which each fact is existing, we must comply with the law according to it until the end of the respective relationship. So it's about being compliant with the law. It's not about complying with the law in one point, in one moment, in one time and space of the legal relationship and not in another point. No, it's about the entire compliance with the law, and properly it's about the compliance with the law in the legal relationship with respect to each legal relationship. So as you can see, there is not a medium, there is no an incomplete compliance with the law. There exists or there is not exist the compliance with the law. The compliance with the law exists or does not exist or not exists. So properly, There is no force majeure. So about artificial intelligence, each human being must enjoy the rights and fulfill the duties tailored to the way in which each fact related to each human being exists in relation to the way in which artificial intelligence exists with respect to the respective legal relationship. So to be clear, the legal must be consist of complying with the law, that is, in enjoying the rights and fulfilling the duties, tailored to the way in which the facts of the respective artificial intelligence exist in the respective way of the facts of the respective legal relationship properly. The way to comply with the law is by enjoying the rights and fulfilling the duties according to the way of the facts that exist in relation to the legal relationship that involves an artificial intelligence product, that involves an AI object, this kind of product, this kind of object. So how to comply with the law with respect to artificial intelligence? By knowing and attending the facts, each fact and all the facts as a whole that exist in relation to the way in which artificial intelligence exists in the respective legal relationship that involves it, that involves an artificial intelligence product. So what we must know is how each human being exists in each legal relationship related to artificial intelligence. And by knowing that, we are going to know how what is defined in the law applies with respect to each human being, and when there is the enjoyment of rights and fulfillment of duties with respect to the way in which each human being exists in that relationship, in that legal relationship, there is the enjoyment of rights and fulfillment of duties in the legal relationship. There is the compliance with the law in the respective legal relationship. That is, there is a legally valid artificial intelligence in that legal relationship because there is the enjoyment of rights and fulfillment of duties with respect to the artificial intelligence product and in general and properly with respect to the way in which the facts of the legal relationship exist in that legal relationship. So when there is the enjoyment of rights and fulfillment of duties in that legal relationship that includes artificial intelligence, there is a legally valid artificial intelligence because in the whole of that relationship, there is the enjoyment of rights and fulfillment of duties, including the fact that there is the enjoyment of rights and fulfillment of duties with respect to AI. So we have to make sure that there is not a confusion, there is no confusion about force majeure. Because as we already know, there is not force majeure. There is the duty to comply with the law. There is the duty to enjoy the rights and fulfill the duties. So it's about knowing how what is defined in the law applies with respect to each human being, and properly it's about applying what is defined in the law in each legal relationship to the extent of the way in which each human being exists face to it. Thanks so much for your attention. I invite you to www.juridia.co to know what we do. Bye-bye. Take care. Bye-bye.